Owen's Bag People Land. Owen's room wasn't just a room. It was a laboratory of possibilities. Half-finished inventions shared space with stacks of books, and colorful drawings were taped to every wall. Owen saw the world a little differently than most kids. His brain was like a super-fast race car, and sometimes his body had trouble keeping up. Doctors called it ADHD and Autism, but Owen just called it being, well, Owen. His two best friends, a fluffy calico named Dorothy and a sleek black cat named Lego, were usually nearby. Dorothy was the queen of naps, and Lego was a master of mischief. Owen's favorite thing to collect wasn't action figures or stamps, but plastic bags. He loved their crinkly sounds and the way they billowed like ghosts in the wind. Lego, hearing the crinkling, zipped into the room and pounced. The bag danced between the boy and the cat, a silent, crinkly puppet. To Owen, each bag had a personality, a story waiting to be told. This one, a bright blue one from the grocery store, felt particularly adventurous. "I know," Owen declared to his feline audience. "You don't want to be just bags. You want to be people." An idea sparked in his mind, fizzing and popping like soda. He would build them a world, a Bag People Land. For the next hour, Owen worked with intense focus. He twisted, taped, and folded. He used markers to draw smiley faces and stick figure bodies. Soon, a small city of crinkly, colorful bag people stood on his bedroom floor. There was a tall, red bag person, a short, green one, and a whole family of white ones. The city was perfect, but it was quiet. Too quiet. Owen remembered a silly magic book he'd gotten at a garage sale. He found it under his bed and flipped to a page titled "Spells for Bringing Toys to Life." It was probably fake, but it was worth a shot. He pointed a finger at his creations and chanted, "Crinkle, crankle, billow and blow, let the bag people wake up and go." At first, nothing happened. Owen sighed. Then, a tiny twitch. A blue bag person, the adventurous one, slowly lifted a crinkly arm, then another. Its drawn-on smile seemed to widen. It wiggled and shook, and then it stood up, rustling softly. "I am Russell," it whispered in a voice like leaves skittering across pavement. Soon, all the bag people were stirring. They stretched their plastic limbs and looked around Owen's room with their marker-drawn eyes. They were alive. They wobbled on unsteady feet, their rustling whispers filling the room. "Wow," Owen breathed. It had actually worked. The initial wonder quickly turned to chaos. The bag people were curious and had no concept of rules. They floated off his desk, knocking over a cup of pencils. They swarmed his bookshelf, sending books tumbling to the floor with soft thuds. Dorothy and Lego, who had been watching from the bed, were utterly bewildered. A floating, rustling army had invaded their territory. Lego, ever the hunter, pounced at a small white bag person, who shrieked a high-pitched crinkle and zipped into the air. "No, Lego! Stop!" Owen cried, but it was too late. The bag people scattered. Some discovered his paint set, dipping their plastic corners in the bright colors and trailing streaks of red and blue across his rug. Russell tried to rally them, but they were too excited by their new world. Suddenly, Owen heard the garage door open. His parents were home. Panic seized him. His heart hammered against his ribs. He had to get the bag people back to normal before his parents saw the disaster zone his room had become. They wouldn't understand. They'd just see the mess. He grabbed the magic book, his hands trembling. Go back, he shouted, trying to reverse the spell. Og DNA pu I ka elpo ep gab EHT telephone wolb DNA wolib elknark. Nothing happened. The bag people continued their chaotic dance. oblivious to his fear. Footsteps were coming up the stairs. Owen's mind raced. Shouting wasn't working. Magic wasn't working. He looked at Russell, who was now tangled in a ball of yarn. He had to think like himself. He didn't always understand people, but he understood his creations. He had to talk to them. "Russell," Owen said, his voice calm and steady, "listen to me. This is my room, my world, and in this world we have to be careful. My parents are coming, and if they see this, you'll be in big trouble. You might get thrown away for real." Russell stopped wiggling. It looked at the paint on the floor, the toppled books, and then back at Owen's worried face. A new understanding seemed to dawn in its marker eyes. It let out a series of sharp, commanding crinkles. The other bag people stopped their chaos and floated towards them. "You can't stay people forever," Owen explained gently to the quiet crowd. "But you can become something new again. It's called recycling. It's another kind of magic. Your adventure as people is over, but a new one can begin." He pointed to the blue recycling bin in the corner of his room. Russell floated over to the bin and peeked inside. It turned back to the others and gave a decisive rustle. One by one, the bag people flew across the room and settled gently into the bin, folding themselves down until they were just a collection of colorful plastic bags again. Just as the last bag settled, the door opened. "Owen, everything okay in here?" his mom asked. She glanced around. The room was still a bit messy, but the paint was wiped up and the books were restacked. "Just cleaning?" Owen said, managing a smile. His mom smiled back, none the wiser. Later that night, Owen looked at the recycling bin. It was just a bin full of bags, but he knew better. As he watched, he could have sworn he saw one of the blue bags give a tiny, friendly wiggle. They were waiting for their next adventure, and Owen knew, deep down, that their magic was still there, just sleeping.